Welcome, Radio Pani friends. This is your host RJ Pramila, and you are listening to the program Walk the Talk. Today's segment, I had to walk a lot, really a lot. I had to go all the way to Kathmandu, Nepal, and I had to meet Sunita Bhamray, celebrated author of the book Ganga Jamuna. Welcome, Sunita. Welcome to Radio Panipuri.
Thank you, Pramila.
Uh,
Thank you.
Sunita, I think our friends are really getting intrigued. Nepal, Ganga Jamuna, what is the context? Can you please tell our listeners something about you and about your upcoming book, Ganga Jamuna?
Sure. Let me start with the book, I think, most importantly, before I talk about myself. Well, the book is called Ganga Jamuna, and it has been inspired by a true story of a woman from Nepal who traveled all the way to Singapore to seek medical attention for her rare children, her rare twins. And this is where I read the story in a newspaper, I got inspired by it, and I decided to pen it down. And then one thing led to another, and a story kind of blossomed, and the book happened. So that's Ganga Jamuna for you. About me, what can I say? I would like my readers to get to know me through my book, first of all. More than that, I'll say from Singapore. That's one thing. A lovely country. Small little nation country, but it's beautiful. And I have two children, and I have a background of teaching and HR as well. And writing is my full-time profession now.
Ganga Jamuna, do we assume that these are the two children of the main lead of the story?
Yes. The main lead, the protagonist, her name is Abani, which actually means Avani in Sanskrit. But the Nepalis pronounce Avani as Abani. So she's the main lead. She's a resilient, silent, strong, and a beautiful woman. And she's the mother of these special children. And her story is told in Ganga Jamuna. Yeah.
Sunita, when I saw the promos of the book, it indicates it's a fiction, but you are saying it's inspired by a story of some woman in Nepal. Can you please clarify?
Sure. So this is how it happened. I read an article in a newspaper. We have a newspaper called Straits Times, and then this lady had come to get path-breaking surgeries, which happened about almost 10 years ago. And the surgeries took place in Singapore, and they were successful. And so this article was what I saw, but I realized that I needed to write a book about this, as I was telling you earlier. So the book evolved, and I needed to put in my own ideas and thoughts and make it interesting for the reader. So there is an element of love, there is an element of international friendships, and there is a lot of detail about Nepal, the beautiful Pashupatinath temple in the backdrop, the Himalayas, so all that is there. So that's the reason I wanted the book to be interesting for the reader, and that's why I made it into a fiction.
The story already seems so very interesting, and I can visualize the Himalayas as a backdrop. Sunita, this is book number 3 for you. Can you also let our listeners know about your first and the second book? And what were the main summary of those?
Okay. So I have a very interesting childhood, which is slightly different from most people. I come from a family where my family's professional interests were in horse racing. Now, horse racing is a very specific kind of niche kind of profession in India, especially horse racing. And so the first book is called Triumphs of the Turf. It's about my grandfather. It's actually written in first person, and it's a memoir dedicated to my grandfather because he was involved in horse racing. And the book is, it gives details about horse racing in India, the glamorous world of horse racing in the 1950s, right up to the 80s, and the Maharajas, the palaces of Gwalior, of even the king of Patiala, and so on and so forth. So this is what the first book is about. And my second book is completely different from this one. It's about children, and it's a picture book called Grandma Lim's Persimmons. Now, Grandma Chinese grandma. And the funny thing about it, Pramila, is that the book has been written by an Indian writer, which is me, and it has been illustrated by a South African woman of Dutch origin who lives in South Africa called Marjorie Van Herden, and she's beautifully illustrated it. And the story is of a Chinese grandma. So it's like, again, a lot of global mixing going on here. So this was my second book, and Ganga Jamuna is my third book.
RadioPaniPoori friends, you should definitely check out. As in the past, RadioPaniPoori has brought in a lot of celebrated authors and great books to read. So Sunita, you are here in the US and you are having a lot of readings for these books. If our friends want to listen to you, can you let us know which are the locations you are available and what dates, please?
My first reading is already over. It was in Texas, which was created at the University of Texas, Arlington. I have an upcoming event at Boston University on the 26th, 11 a.m., and it's open to public, so you're most welcome. And I have an event on the 28th in Chicago. It's called Meet the Author event at White Eagle Clubhouse. Now, this would be around at 12 noon. And have more, these are the definite ones which are planned. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Sunita. So, dear readers and listeners of Radio Panipuri, you'll be able to find the links of both these events, and if you are able to, please do attend, listen to the author and know more about the book and the context behind it. Sunita, what do you think are the challenges for a reader to get the context of someone in Nepal having connection to Singapore being read in the USA? Do you feel that the readership is different or they want a different context?
Pramila, the thing is, if the story has been well conveyed and written out well, you can sit anywhere and read anything about anyone anywhere. Like, I remember as a child, I used to read a lot of Enid Blyton, and I used to completely go in with the descriptions of how Enid Blyton wrote about something in the UK, and I've never even been there, and you can totally visualize it. So I personally feel the reader will not have a problem at all. I don't want to sound immodest, but, well, the descriptions are there, so it'll take you through. It'll take you with hand in hand through Nepal, through Pashupatinath, in Singapore, and a little bit in India as well. So that shouldn't be a problem for the reader at all.
Well, as I mentioned, I'm still visualizing Himalayas with Ganga Jamuna. This book has already been released, Sunita. If our readers are friends from Radio Panipuri, they want to get it, where can they obtain this particular book?
As of now, the book is available on Amazon.com. So you just have to type in Ganga Jamuna and it'll be available. In India, it's available on Flipkart. And I'm hoping to get it retailed soon in Barnes & Noble. So that's on the plan. So let's see about that.
Of course. And Sunita, what are the plans for book number 4 now?
It's a good thing that you're asking me. I had something like a magical, mystical mountain in mind. It's a psychological thriller. And let's see how that's going to turn out. It takes almost 3 years to write a book, the whole research and everything involved. So let's see where that takes me. Next time when I come in, I'm probably talking about the next book. Let's see.
Wow, Sunita, you certainly have a portfolio of such a varied topic and great books. And our listeners of Radio Panipuri, again, there are 2 upcoming events by Sunita, the author of the book Ganga Jamuna. You'll find the links for both of these readings. One is in Boston and the other is in Chicago. Please do attend. These are events available for the public, for the reader, for getting to know Sunita, her book, and getting to understand a woman somewhere in Nepal to be able to connect to the community. Thank you, Sunita. Thank you for your time to let us know, and we look forward to your readings and, of course, getting to buy the book and read it. Any parting messages for our Radio Panipuri friends?
First of all, I must say thank you to Radio Panipuri and thank you to you, Pramila, for conducting such a lovely interview. I felt so welcome. The message definitely and do support me. There is a message of women's empowerment. It's a message for women, for mothers, and I'm sure you'll like it. So that's my message to my readers. Thank you.
All the very best, Sunita, from all Radio Pani Puri friends.